Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So let's begin today's lecture. So today we will be discussing about two important government initiatives with regard to controlling air pollution. Till yesterday we discussed about air pollution, the causes of air pollution, and also we discussed about the effects of air pollution. Okay. We also discussed about indoor air pollution and outdoor air pollution. Today we will be discussing two important government initiatives which the government has taken to control air pollution or to regulate air pollution, and then we will come to water pollution. So this is what we will be discussing today. So let's begin. If you have joined the classes, please do send me a hi in the live chat session so that we can start the classes as early as possible. So let me know if you have joined the classes. Okay, so welcome to Digimento. Welcome to today's lecture. Let's start. And we are providing online courses for GATE, NTA, UGC NET and PGT Computer Science. You can avail our courses, and for more information you can visit our website www.digimento.com, or you can call to any of these numbers. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and also share this video if you think that this is helpful for you. So let's begin. So hi Yuvraj. Anybody else who has joined the classes? Only Yuvraj? Okay, I think we will just wait for some 30 seconds for others to join the classes. Okay. Hi Neetu. Hi Yuvraj. Only two. Anybody else who is watching the classes, please send me a hello so that we can just begin. So until others join, let us quickly recap what we have learned. Okay, we discussed about pollution. Hi Lipika and hi Sumati. I think now the quorum has been met, so we will begin. Just begin. Okay, so hello everyone. Hi, let's start. Okay, we discussed about pollution, the classification of pollutants, and biodegradable, non-biodegradable air pollution, the major air pollutants. So smog, two different types of smog. One is photochemical and the other one is classic smog. Okay, effects of smog, indoor air pollution, fly ash also we discussed. Yesterday we discussed about fly ash also. So today we will begin with National Air Quality Monitoring Program. So this is an initiative of CACB. CACB is Central Pollution Control Board. Okay. The NAQ MP, that is the National Air Quality Monitoring Program. So this is basically one of the initiatives of the CPCB. CPCB is Central Pollution Control Board. Okay, Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. Now this National Air Quality Monitoring Program. So from this term itself we get some clue regarding what is this program all about. So this is a monitoring program. So what is monitored here? The air quality. So quality of air around the country. This is a nationwide program, which means that this is not specific to one region. This is a nationwide program. All over India it is applicable. So this is a nationwide program, and under which the air quality of different places is monitored around the country. So nationwide program is the first thing that you must remember. That is the scope of this program. It extends all around the country, and it is to check the quality. So to monitor the quality of air in the country. Now okay, and talking about the network, I'll also give you some additional information about the National Air Quality Monitoring Program. So this network, that is the Air Quality Monitoring Network, it consists of 342. So 342. So this network consists of 342 operating stations. Now what is the purpose of this operating stations? The operating stations are responsible for monitoring or checking the quality of air. And this operating stations, 342 operating stations, and it covers 127 cities and towns. These numbers are all not very important, but just to make you aware about how important it is, or nationwide how it is there. So in the country, how much presence of this stations are there. Okay, and it is present in 26 states and 4 UTs. So that's why we call it as a nationwide program. 26 states plus 4 union territories. So maybe in the examination also, this is how the examiner will confuse you, whether it is a nationwide program or whether it is limited only to some cities where the air quality is low. So your answer should be that it is a nationwide program. It is not just limited to certain cities where the air quality is low. So in 26 states and in 4 union territories, you can see the presence of these stations which are responsible for monitoring the air quality. Now let's come to the objectives. Okay. First one, the first objective of the National Air Quality Monitoring Program, it is to determine the status and the trends of ambient air quality. So status and also the trend, not only status. Status means it's a present thing. Okay. If we are talking about the status of air quality, it means that the present status, but it also analyzes the trend. Trend means a comparison with the past performance of the air quality. So whether the air quality has deteriorated compared to the past or whether it has improved compared to the past. So status plus trend of the air quality is monitored. Second objective is to ascertain whether the prescribed air quality standards are violated. So there will be a standard will be set. So a particular standard will be set, and it also, this air quality monitoring program also ascertains whether the standard is met or whether the cities are not able to meet the standards. Then to identify non-attainment cities. So what is meant by non-attainment cities? Non-attainment cities means those cities which are not able to attain these standards. So these cities are called non-attainment cities. So third objective is to check or to identify the non-attainment cities. Okay, so these are the things. Now regarding the air quality monitoring, which are the gases that are monitored under this program? So what are the pollutants that are monitored under this program for regular monitoring? One is your sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, you must have seen that in most of the cases we have seen that sulfur dioxide is a pollutant. Okay, in many cases, acid rain, now greenhouse gas. So in many cases, so one is sulfur dioxide. Second one is oxides of nitrogen, like nitrogen dioxide. Then SPM. Yesterday we discussed about SPM or suspended particulate matter and respirable suspended particulate matter. So RSPM. Respirable means which can easily enter into the lungs. So these are the gases, basically 4 gases. So these are the 4 gases that are identified for regular monitoring under this program. Now gases which are identified under this program, it was a previous year question, therefore it's very important. Please note down all these gases: sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, SPM suspended particulate matter, and respirable suspended particulate matter. So Vikrant is asking me, on what day classes is off? You mean when will we end the classes, or do you mean that whether I'm like whether in any day I'm not taking class? So you want to know when will I finish this classes, is it? So I'll finish the classes maximum in like another 15 days, and then we will have like for 5 days or something, we will have some quiz like thing to test whether you have studied the concepts clearly. So 5 days we will take some test Test will be nothing, but we will discuss the previous year questions. So I will ask you questions and then you have to answer, then I'll explain the right answer. So that is what we will do. I hope in like another 15 days or something we will finish the syllabus entirely. Okay, Vikrant is asking me weekend holiday. As of now, I am not taking any off on weekends. But if you want an off on any particular day or weekends, you can tell me. Okay, you can tell me now in the comments, like any day you want an off or weekend do you need an off. If you want, please tell me here. I will do accordingly. So anybody, do you need an off on the weekends or any day you need a off? Please let me know now. I can do accordingly. I'll plan accordingly. Anybody, or if you don't want, then also tell me. Vikrant is asking me after this topic which one I am going to start. Either I will start with research methodologies which is in your syllabus, or I will start with unit 10. Which one you want next? Tell me, I'll do accordingly. Research or you want unit 10? Which one you want me to take first? Yuvraj has commented no need of leave. Okay, what is the opinion of others? Do you need some off or something in the weekends? Lipika has commented research. So how many of you go for research? Why nobody is responding? Two questions I asked you. One is whether you need a off on the weekends. At least Sunday, if you need a leave, I can do accordingly. Second thing is, which one you want me to take next? Research or the other one, unit 10? No response. Vikrant has commented math and reasoning. Math and reasoning, math anyway I cannot take for sure, but reasoning I will try. I will try in the sense that I can solve reasoning, but I have not yet or taught reasoning as of now. I have not taught anyone reasoning, but I will just try with one demo session or something. If you are okay with that, I will see to it. Math I cannot take for sure. I'm very weak in mathematics, so that is for sure. Okay, so Sarasu has commented research. You want me to take research next? Okay, so Lipika has also commented the same. What about others? Yuvraj, Sumati, Neetu, where is Sri Lakshmi? And yeah, what is your opinion? And where is Nirja? Nirja is not attending the classes these days. Lipika has commented, if we need Sunday leave, we can get a day for a revision or making notes. Okay, then I will consider that. I will consider taking an off on Sundays. Yuvraj, Vikrant is fine with either unit 10 or research. Yuvraj telling me unit 10. Okay, what I will do is maybe we can take alternatively also. That also I will plan, like maybe in alternate days, or we will keep 2 sessions or something. We will plan accordingly. After we finish this, we will plan accordingly. There are lots of theoretical paper that I think too tough. Research one, yeah, research is like bit of theory because my PG subject was economics, and there also we had one paper research, so that was one of the toughest papers for me. So yeah, we will take it up. Okay, maybe we will do something about it, maybe alternate days, or without compromising on your time, or without compromising on the output, we will do accordingly. Okay, so where is others? Neetu, where have you gone, Neetu? And Sri Lakshmi has not joined the classes today. and Nirja also. Lipika, Unit 10 communication. Yeah, definitely I will take Unit 10 and all that related topics. Definitely. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Okay. Now let's continue. Next is National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Now, National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Now, before that, we need to understand what is meant by ambient air quality. So, what is this ambient air quality? What does it mean? Anybody, any clue what is ambient air quality? So, ambient air quality is nothing but it refers to the condition or the quality of air that is surrounding us. So ambient means the quality of air around us. So the what is the quality of the air in which we live, in the place where we live? This is called ambient air quality. So air quality in our surroundings, in the outdoors. So this is ambient air quality. Now, National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Now, these are the standards for ambient air quality set by the CPCB. Again, this is set by CPCB, which is the Central Pollution Control Board. So, ambient air quality means the air quality or the quality of air in our surroundings, in the outdoor surroundings around us. Now, ambient air quality standards. So, these are the standards which are set by CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. And this is also again applicable nationwide. So, this is also not restricted to one particular city or something, but this is also nationwide application is there. So, in case of the air quality monitoring system also, we have seen that it is applicable nationwide. This is also applicable nationwide. So these national ambient air quality standards are set up by the CPCB. Now again, it sets certain standards. So certain standards has to be followed with regard to, or certain minimum standards has to be met. So regarding the air quality that is around us. So this is National Ambient Air Quality Standards. So this much is clear for you. Standard set by CPCB. Now, from where does the CPCB get the powers to set the standards? So how does CPCB get the powers to set this standards? The power is derived from Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. So you can write it if you want. So A, here I am not writing it full because I told you I have this problem of writing with the mouse. So A here refers to air and the bracket open, Prevention and Control of Pollution Act of 1981. So Air Prevention and Control Act of 1981. Okay, this is from where the CPCB derives the power. So under this particular act, CPCB is given the authority to set the standards for national ambient air quality. So this is nationwide. When you see this term national itself, you can remember that it is nationwide. Okay, national. Now again, the ambient air quality standards, it was notified in the year 1982, then it was revised in 1994 and then in 2009. Now, the measurement of the air quality. So, here also there are certain pollutants and the quantity of the pollutants which will determine the quality of the air. So, let's see what are the pollutants. So, the measurement of air quality under this National Ambient Air Quality Standards, it is measured or it is based on certain pollutants like the SO2, sulfur dioxide, NO2, nitrogen dioxide, PM10 is particulate matter 10, PM 2.5 is particulate matter 2.5. This is ozone, then lead, carbon monoxide, arsenic, nickel, benzene, ammonia and benzopyrene. So these are the pollutants. Okay, you can write it down. I'll just give you some time to write it down. So these are the pollutants and the level of these pollutants in the air is used to determine the quality. Okay, so the measurement of air quality, it is based on these pollutants. Okay, you can just write it down. So if you have finished, let's move on to the next topic. So these pollutants are all very important because in the examination, and as I told you, this is the most important chapter in this unit. From pollution only you will get maximum number of questions from this unit. So this is very important, and there are also certain things like the name of the pollutants which we have to by heart. There is no other go, you have to by heart. You will be given options, but you need to identify which is the correct answer. So you need to by heart. Okay. Okay, if you have finished, let's continue. Okay, now let's come to water pollution. So with this we have finished air pollution, one of the major areas in this chapter. Next we will come to water pollution. Okay, we have seen what is air pollution. What is air pollution? The addition of unwanted gases into the air that we breathe, and that is called air pollution. Now what is water pollution? Very similar to air pollution, but here the difference is that the pollutants are added to the water sources. So here the pollutants, that is undesirable materials, are added to the water sources. So addition of certain substances to the water like organic, inorganic, biological, radiological, heat, etc., which degrades the quality of water so that it becomes unfit for use. So this is called water pollution. So here also same thing like the air pollution. So here under water pollution, certain undesirable materials or certain undesirable objects are added to the water. So addition of undesirable materials to the water is called water pollution. So it can be organic waste, inorganic waste, or biological, radiological waste, heat, etc. But these waste or these pollutants, they degrade the quality of water. That is, the quality of water will reduce so that it becomes unfit for consumption. Even one very good example of water pollution is eutrophication. We have already discussed about the concept of eutrophication many times. So eutrophication is a very important term, and this is one of the most important effect of pollution, eutrophication. So addition of excessive pollutants or addition of undesirable, actually eutrophication is addition of nutrients, but these nutrients, it refers to nutrients for the microorganisms that live in the water. So as a result of eutrophication, addition of these nutrients, the microorganisms in the water will multiply, making it unfit for human consumption. Okay, now let's come to point sources and non-point sources of water pollution. So the point sources of water pollution are pollutant travels directly from source to the water. So point sources means pollutants traveling directly from the source to the water. This is pollutants. Now non-point sources, they are various ill-defined and diffuse sources. So when the pollutant is traveling directly from the source to water, it is called point source. Now can you give me some examples of point sources and non-point sources of water pollution? Which travels directly from the source to the water is point sources. Another is non-point sources. Can you give me some examples? Give me some examples for both point and non-point sources. Point sources is factory drainage. Yes, Lipika. Yes, factory drainage, when it is routed to the water body, it is a point source. Yes. Industrial waste emptied into river, Yuvraj has commented, that is also a point source. So point source is nothing but the pollutants are diverted into the water source directly. This is called point source. Whereas non-point source, which means that indirectly it is reaching the water, that is not actually directed towards the water body, but otherwise it comes to the water. This is non-point sources. Okay, so examples are like point sources, like Lipika and Yuvraj has commented, water discharging from the industrial plant or treatment plants, etc. Again, non-point sources examples are agricultural lands like fertilizers, etc. when insecticides, pesticides, etc. when used in agricultural land, when these chemicals reach the rivers or lakes. This is example of non-point source. Neetu Krishna, pesticides. Yes, pesticides non-point source. Yes, correct answer. So this is non-point. Okay. So point is nothing, point source means nothing, but it is directly diverted towards the water body. So Neetu, where were you in between? We were asking about the weekend leave and next topic, etc. You did not comment. Where were you? Did you leave the class in between? Okay. Now let's come to the sources of water pollution. So here we have both point as well as non-point sources. So let's see which are they. So community wastewater. Is it a point source or a non-point source? Okay, network issues. Okay, Neetu, no problem. So community wastewater, tell me whether it is a point source or a non-point source. Okay, from these examples, tell me which are the point sources and non-point sources. Take 1 minute, read all these sources, tell me which one is point and which one is non-point. Nobody is giving the answers. Nobody? Okay, tell me community wastewater, whether it is a point source or non-point source. It can be both. How? Community wastewater, if it is directly discharged into the water body, it becomes a point source. Otherwise, due to some leakages or something, if indirectly it reaches the water body, it is a non-point. Now, industrial waste, it is point source. Why? They are directly discharged into the water body. Then agriculture, fertilizers and pesticides, it is non-point source. Next is thermal and nuclear power plants, it is point source. Next is effluents and sewage channels, this is again point source. Okay, Neetu has commented industrial sewage etc. are point sources. Yes, correct. And fertilizer power plants non. Lipika has commented that all of them seems to be point sources. Okay, it can be point sources. Navigational discharge of oil, grease, detergents, sewage, garbage and radioactive waste, then offshore coal, oil mining, oil spills, these are non-point. They are not directly discharged, but it reaches the water body. It can also be point source at times, but mostly they are non-point sources. Okay, it can be point also, but mostly it is non-point. So these are some examples. Question will not come whether it is point or non-point, but I just gave you these examples. So these are some sources of water pollution. So if you are given these options, definitely you can identify which are the sources of water pollution, and that is what will be asked in your examination. Okay, about the sources of water pollution. Now let's come to the effects of water pollution. Okay, effects of water pollution. So first we will see what is the effect on aquatic ecosystem. So aquatic ecosystem, we have seen that aquatic ecosystem means the ecosystem on marine resources, in ocean, in sea, the ecosystem that we see. And the aquatic ecosystem is consisted of, can you tell me what are the components of aquatic ecosystem? It can be of plants. So there can be marine plants. Then there can be algae. Marine microorganisms can be there. So some microorganisms can be there. Fishes can be there. Then marine animals can be there. What about coral reefs? Yes, animals, corals, coral reefs, etc. So these are some of the components of marine ecosystem or aquatic ecosystem. Neetu has commented discharge of oil from ships is a point. Yes, that is what is called spills, oil spills. Oil spill means discharge of oil from the ships. That is oil spills. Okay. So coral reefs, yes, coral reefs is a very good example of aquatic ecosystem. So these are all some of the components of aquatic ecosystem. So basically what happens due to water pollution, it reduces the dissolved oxygen and it also eliminates sensitive aquatic organisms. So dissolved oxygen, how it gets reduced? So how does the DO or the dissolved oxygen gets reduced? Now how does it reduce is because when there are large number of pollutants in the ocean or in the marine resources, when there is large number of pollutants, it's not pollution, I'm sorry, pollutants, okay, what we call as nutrients. Okay, when there are large number of pollutants in the marine ecosystem or in marine resources, what will happen? We have seen that the growth of microorganisms will be very high. So as the number of microorganisms in the seas and the oceans and the marine resources increases, these increased number of microorganisms, they require more oxygen. So for example, when the population is very high, we are talking about like on earth, suppose the population is very high, more the number of people living in this earth, more food they require. Likewise, the microorganisms will multiply because of the availability of these pollutants, but the oxygen availability will remain the same. So as the oxygen availability remains the same, what will happen? The microorganism, the increased number of microorganisms in this marine resources, they tend to uptake more oxygen, more amount of oxygen. Therefore, the dissolved oxygen in the water will reduce. Secondly, this will also eliminate sensitive aquatic organisms. Due to the pollution, there will be changes in the composition of water. It can become more of acidic or more of alkaline depending on the pollutants. So as the chemical composition of the water changes, what will happen? The sensitive aquatic organism. In case of human beings also, those human beings which have lesser immune power or immunity, they are highly sensitive to any kind of changes. So sensitive aquatic organisms will also lose their potential to live in the marine resource. Therefore, they can also become extinct or dead. So this is the effect on microorganisms. This is the effect on aquatic ecosystem. So Neetu has commented that due to low, okay, DO low but BOD high. Yes, dissolved oxygen will be less. Why? BOD is high. BOD is biological oxygen demand. When the demand for oxygen is high, okay, I'll just tell you, I'll give you an illustration to explain that. So supply of oxygen. Suppose this is the supply of oxygen. So supply of oxygen is the same, whereas due to high number of microorganisms, earlier the demand was only this much, but now the demand is this much and there is only this much oxygen. Supply is remaining the same. So there is no change, whereas the demand has increased. So when the demand has increased over the supply, what will happen? There will be lesser availability of oxygen. Therefore, dissolved oxygen will reduce. This is because of increased BOD, biological oxygen demand. So that is the reason. Okay. This will also make life very difficult for certain marine organisms. Okay, now the effect on human beings, on human health, it is pathogens, toxic metals, etc. will have a negative impact. Now on groundwater, water pollution also causes negative impact on groundwater. So groundwater will become unfit for human health. So it becomes unfit for human health. Now biomagnification, eutrophication, etc. are some of the other impacts. We know what is biomagnification, what is eutrophication, etc. Again, I am explaining it for those who do not know about it, those who have not attended the classes of biomagnification and eutrophication. So biomagnification means that in a food chain, when food is transferred from one commodity or one organism to the other, suppose for example grass is eaten by grasshopper. Now grasshopper is eaten by frog is eaten by a snake, then snake is further eaten by a bigger animal. Let's take it as eagle or something. So what happens here is, suppose the grass, it had certain pollutants like pesticides or insecticides. So it was 10 units. Now the grasshopper will be taking up 10 units of grass, for example. So 10 units having 10 units of pollutants. 10 into 10, 100. Next, frog will consume, suppose 4 grasshoppers. So 4 into 100. It is 400. So snake will consume 2 frogs. So 400 into 2. So like that, as the food chain progresses, what will happen? The quantity of pollutants that is carried out or carried by one particular organism in the food chain to the next level. So from one level to the next level, it will increase. So this is called biomagnification. So in next or the higher levels of food chain, the pollutants will also be very high. Now eutrophication, we have already discussed about eutrophication. So what is eutrophication? It is the discharge of pollutants into the water body, and due to this discharge of pollutants into the water body, it will lead to increase in the nutrients or pollutants in the water body, making it unfit for human consumption, whereas the microorganisms, so microorganisms in the water bodies will increase, therefore the biological oxygen demand will increase. So BOD or the biological oxygen demand for these microorganisms living in the water body will increase. So BOD will increase, but at the same time DO or dissolved oxygen will reduce due to higher uptake of oxygen by these microorganisms. So this is called eutrophication and the biomagnification. So these are the topics that we will be discussing today. So if you have any doubts from whatever we have discussed, please let me know. Tomorrow we will take up National Mission for Clean Ganga. It's very important, and Pillars of Clean Ganga project. Then we will come to soil pollution, the sources of soil pollution. Then we will come to the effects of soil pollution, then noise pollution, radioactive pollution, impacts, e-waste, solid waste, impacts of pollutants. Yes, so these are the topics that we will be discussing from tomorrow in this particular chapter. Maybe in two to 3 days we will be able to finish this, maybe maximum of 4 days. Then we will take up the next one. But pollution is a little bigger chapter because of the high number of questions asked from this chapter. So that's why I am going into all these details. So we will take it up in detail, don't worry. So if you have any doubts, put it now. Otherwise, we will wind up the session here. Again, tomorrow we will meet at the same time, 7 o'clock. So any doubts, please put it in the comment section. Otherwise, also let me know if it's clear for you so that we can wind up the session now. Any doubts, anybody? No? I'm not getting any comments. Is it my network issue or? Okay, I hope you don't have any doubts. So let's wind up the session for today. I'll meet you again tomorrow. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.